it was Clarissa Shields talking about Jake Paul and the things she learned from Jake Paul. I don't know if you saw that one.
Uh-uh.
She said she was making the comment. She said, she had this conversation from Jake Paul, and she's like, he told her, he's like, the key to the success was the fact that he was a YouTuber with freaking whatever 10 million subscribers. That's
Yeah.
what that those subscribers, that following followed him to boxing. It wasn't his skills. And she's like, she looked at her subscribers, her followers on YouTube, and she's like, I need to get my stuff together, because that's where
Mm-hmm.
the money comes in, and the other
Mm-hmm.
side of the game in
Mm-hmm.
boxing. And she was just, she was kind of blown away at that piece, because most people are looking at it from a traditional
Yeah.
standpoint.
Yeah.
They're looking at it from, the skills pay the bills and this and that. But
Mm.
now in today's marketplace, you have to have eyes on, and people have to see you first
Yeah.
in order to pay you money. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to have the social media presence in
Mm-hmm.
order to make this game work at whatever level, whether it be athlete or
Mm-hmm.
coach.
Yeah.
You got to have it.
Yeah. And the reality is Eddie Hearns cannot see a guy with 10 million followers. And so he got to favor that person over Shakur Stevenson. He can't choose a guy with no formula to get eyes on them. He can't not see that. You know, these individuals have been groomed in such a way that if you build a following of 10 million people, which once you start growing, it's just a matter of time before that happens when you get to your first 100,000 people, which is really, that tells a promoter you're serious. 100,000 followers, that's real. And they know then it's just only the sky's the limit. So the goal is get up to that 100,000. And if you really are in boxing, you can get 100,000 followers within a calendar season. Literally, you just have to know the strategy and to do that. And then it's just a matter of showing up at events and keeping people enthralled. But they are buying into you. They're buying into you, and they want to be a part of your journey because they feel like they're only 1 degree of separation between success for themselves, and that's the followers. Because everybody's trying to reach success. So if she listened to that and that sparked it because it came straight from the horse's mouth, how can Floyd not see a guy in De La Hoya, not see a guy who has 1 million people follow him or 100,000 people that follow him? He has the recipe to grow, and it takes that pressure off of them. And then they don't have to spend that money trying to build a guy who they don't even know knows how to connect with an
Yeah.
audience. So it's only understanding how to succeed after you finish your boxing career. You already had a brand and you don't depend on it. And that's what our entire focus is to show everybody literally how to be a boxing star, but not rely on boxing to be who to develop and say who you are. Because you got a message outside of the boxing, and ask guys like Andre Ward and Darrell who've done it and now realize when you come out of boxing, if you're not willing to create an identity, you can be in pro football or basketball. It doesn't matter. If you don't create an identity, then once that's over, it's over for you. That's why guys go broke. And now, if
Yeah.
you're somebody like Jake Paul, it's venture after venture after venture after venture, whether he boxes or not. So enjoy the best of both worlds and learn how to do that. And you see that with that young Nyquil. He's like,
Oh yeah,
he's
I use him as an example. He's just a teenager. He's got over 100,000 followers, and he's popping. So
popping.
it can be done at all levels. It can be
Mm-hmm.
done at all levels. It doesn't matter who
Yeah.
you are. You just have to be proactive, and
Yeah.
uh, and follow the right process. It's
Yeah.
because there is a method to it, and like you said in the beginning, if you don't have somebody um, like that coach in New York, if you don't have somebody guiding you through it, you're just spinning your wheels a lot of the times, and
Yeah.
you may have this or that, but you don't have a vehicle to get eyes on it,
Mm-mm.
um, and and it doesn't happen overnight, but it happens.
Yeah.
You
It
just have to
starts happening
stick with it
instantly.
and follow the process.
Yeah, it starts happening instantly. Your growth, when you understand the process, is be valuable to the people who are watching you because they know immediately if you're valuable or if you're about you. That's why I say you can't be putting out look at me content. Don't make it about
Yeah,
you. Make it about the journey, the things that people actually are all going through, in life. How do you overcome it? Because you're hurdling over things, share that kind of thing with people, and it makes your story more relevant. More journalists will want to take part in interviewing you, and more people will want to take part in you, and it just won't be in one lane. But having boxing is a huge thing because it's the most interesting conversation that you can have when you are talking about one thing. It's just like in the world of jiu-jitsu. If you're in the world of jujitsu and you're talking about jujitsu, that's a big conversation. Boxing just happens to be huge because it's used in everything, So it's like, I want my people to have the versatility to have a conversation about it in the higher parts of it, which is sharing